February the 18th. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you today just again requesting your wisdom, your guidance in making the right choices for all the citizens of Nashville. Amen.
Amen.
The first item on our agenda, the approval for January the 21st. Did you find any corrections to those? If not, do I hear a motion to approve those minutes?
Mayor, I did.
You found one? Well,
I
what-
found them after I published them. The time is wrong. It was something with the program, so I have to change that.
Okay, good. The next set of minutes, February the 3rd.
Well, we did not approve.
Oh, yeah. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you approve the minutes for the January 21st meeting?
Move to approve.
All
With those
those,
corrections.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Who
And
seconded?
then the February 3rd minutes, did you find any corrections to those?
That one, just on the council members absent. Jason Glover should be on town staff present, but that was it.
Okay, if there are no other corrections, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes with those corrections?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next item is our public comments. Coy?
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
I just wanted to quickly remind everybody present and listening online about our public engagement for Stony Creek Environmental Park. We have 3 more sessions. We had our first one on Monday. We've got 2 sessions today. One is from 10 a.m. to noon. One is from 4 to 6, and the last one is tomorrow from 6:30 to 8. And that's for, it only takes about 15 minutes, but anybody that's interested in the future of Stony Creek Park and what it looks like, we would love for them to come and share their ideas for the park with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you don't get involved and go, then don't complain about anything. That's our motto. Okay, the first item on our agenda is Essex and Regency Sewer Projects. Randy?
Mayor and Council, we have our Essex Road and Regency Sewer Extension projects. We've let bid on those. We have an engineering contract on them. We have an administrative contract because we have the state funding involved in those, so there's a bunch of extra hoops you got to jump through to be compliant with all that. Anyway, the 2 contracts we have for the engineering and for the construction on both those projects exceed the amount of money that we were given in grant for those projects, so we have to come up with the difference. And we can borrow the difference from the state revolving loan fund at 0 interest, or we can use our enterprise fund balance. The 2 projects, the difference that they're over between is $313,811, and we have approximately $3,206,000 in unrestricted funds in our enterprise fund balance. So the question today for the council is, what would be your preference? Would you like to borrow that money, or would you prefer just using our fund balance to cover it?
If it's in the fund balance, that's
think
what that's for.
we have
Borrow, in my opinion.
Plenty in our fund balance. I think borrowing would just extend out the time that it's going to take to start this project.
I do too, and they've waited long enough for that project.
They have.
Yeah.
I hate that we can't let contracts out anymore and come back with the numbers that they
Isn't
give
that
us.
the truth?
I mean, there's always a add-on figure we got, add on to it, but Regency and Essex Road, like the mayor said, has waited long enough. Let's go ahead and take the fund balance, which I don't want to do, but get the fund balance and go ahead and get this work started and get it completed.
Yeah. Well, you guys know we started in 2022
I know.
I know.
And it was talked
on these
about-
projects. So.
And Essex Road has been waiting on sewers ever since 1975. because I know, because I was one of the third houses out there. So I would tender a motion for us to go ahead and use fund balance to go ahead and move this project forward.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
The next item on our agenda is the Glover Park interlocal agreement.
Good morning again. So as you know, the town and Nash County enter into an interlocal agreement for the maintenance and management of Glover Park. We have since 2019, and that current agreement is set to expire at the end of the fiscal year in June. So what we have for the council to consider today is a 3-year renewal for the interlocal agreement, and any changes to that agreement are highlighted in blue in your packet. Last year, we had discussed a renewal and ended up doing just a 1-year extension to the current agreement. And at the time, we were trying to determine how to split the responsibilities between the town and county in regards to the splash pad and the shelter. So this agreement is kind of what Thomas and I had discussed. What that does, the proposed interlocal agreement would assign responsibility to Nash County for the water, sewer, electricity utilities at the new shelter, and as well as the daily management of the restroom facilities at the new shelter. And then the town would be responsible for all the water usage for the splash pad itself. And also in this agreement, it's difficult to determine if that is an equitable split without data to see how much those utility bills are going to be. We have in here that the town and county will meet after the first full season of the splash pad operation and just review all those terms to see if anything needs to be adjusted at that time. I will be glad to answer any questions the council may have.
Are there any questions for Corey? If not, do I hear a motion to agree with this Glover Park interlocal agreement?
I make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 And the next one is the FY26 Glover Park improvements.
And I will turn that one over to Thomas Gillespie with the county.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, members of the council.
Morning.
Thank y'all for having me today, and thank y'all for approving the interlocal agreement for an additional 3 years. As outlined in the agreement, the town is responsible for allocating $20,000 annually for improvements at Glover Park during the fiscal year to best utilize the allocated funds and enhance the park value for all users, including the county-hosted tournaments, our youth athletic leagues, and community events. We have identified 2 projects for the upcoming fiscal year. The first project we identified was a press box improvement project for the football field. This project will provide upgrades to enhance the functionality, safety, and the spectator experience for events and games. Another project that we identified was an athletic field lighting project, which will consist of relamping of the athletic field lighting of the 2 baseball fields and the football field that's at Glover Park. These improvements will strengthen the park as a regional asset, benefiting Nashville residents, Nash County residents, and other park visitors. The current interlocal agreement allows the town to approve any projects that exceeds the $20,000 annual allotment. Any expenditures above this amount will be funded at the beginning of next fiscal year, which we've had several projects in the past that we've pretty much used the same pattern of approving more than $20,000. The staff's recommendation is that the council approve both projects, the athletic field lighting project and the press box improvement project for fiscal year 26. And I have with me Chris Taylor, our parks manager here with the county, and we have a PowerPoint presentation that he's going to go over in a little bit more detail.
Morning, Mayor. Good morning, Council.
Morning.
So the very first thing we're going to talk about is the press box improvement. I think it's on page 64 in y'all's packet. So the proposal is to replace the existing outdated wooden press box on the football field. This will involve complete demolish of that existing structure and building a new one. The timeline for this is going to be about 4 to 6 weeks, and the initial quote that we have is $28,000. With that $28,000, the contractor has said that he would donate $8,000 of that, with the stipulation that he can put a sign with his business logo for 4 years.
So we're looking at 20,000 rather than 28,000?
Correct.
Okay.
Tell him to hang the sign.
Hang the sign.
Well, that'll be included in that design, yes. As you see below, here's some pictures of what its existing it looks like. It's been there, I'm actually the one that rebuilt this probably in about 2016 range, so it's been there for about 10 years now, and it's due for an upgrade. This is what has been proposed. It would be fully enclosed. We have an issue with people hanging out in that structure all the time, so that would eliminate that. It also will allow you to have speakers and electrical that without being in the elements of rain. The windows are going to be fully operational for wind draft. That way, kind of keep it cool. Also, you'd have power in there, so you could potentially put a AC unit if you needed to. And put speakers on the top for the kids, because that's been a big thing for improving a lot of our programs, is they like the music.
How high is this going to be off the ground?
It'll be basically the same size as what it is now. It won't be the size as what that picture is. That's just a overview of what it could essentially look like. It won't be quite as long, but it'll be about the same height, and it's still, I think, about 15 by 15, something like that. Okay, so the next one is going to be the field lighting improvements. Currently, there's 14 poles between the two baseball fields and the football field. 9 of those 14 poles have at least one light out, with a few of those poles having multiple. The proposed description here is to fix all of the lights. I think those were redone. I remember them coming out in about 2011, 2012 range. That's the last time that, unless it's been done since then, that I don't know about. They're, I think, on 10 years, so they've already lasted longer than they're supposed to. That picture right here is on the left field for our Little League baseball field. It only has 2 lights on that, so it's very dark. Safety aspect of a kid getting hit and not being able to see. Are there any questions?
And the price for the lights again?
The price for the lights is $13,000, but that is including all the lights being replaced, not just the 19 that are currently out.
So the plan is $20,000 this year and then hold off until next fiscal year? Is that what it is? Or you want?
We really want to, the council to approve both projects, and at the beginning of next fiscal year, when it rolls over in July, we normally send the town a bill for the access amount of for the project, and then the next year for fiscal year 27, we won't go over that the $20,000 or the remaining funds that we have for fiscal year 27.
We would deduct it, okay.
Yep.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to approve this, the reconstruction of a box and also the lights?
As long as we make sure we deduct it from the next year.
Yep.
And that's understood?
Yes.
Do I hear
Move to approve.
Is there a
Second.
second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thomas, I have one question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
One request, and it has nothing to do with anything. It will not affect anything. But I would just like to know how much money is brought in. And I know y'all have to be paid, like I said.
He won't tell us.
I just would like to know how much money is brought in over at this field in a
won't-
season, or however.
As far as like the field rentals, the
The
revenue-
charges to enter for the games and everything, just whatever.
Can I get that to you?
Sure,
in an
sure.
email?
And like I said, it will not, this is just for my knowledge, and
If you could include what your projections are for like the economic impact for the area as well, just so we can see an overview
Yeah,
of the
right.
good that it's doing for the community.
Okay, I
Thank
will
you.
get that to y'all.
okay, thanks,
And
Thomas, so
I've-
very much.
I've asked you for that several years in the past, and you never brought it to me. So now the mayor has made a request. Make sure we get it done this time,
Yes,
because
sir.
And like I said, it will not.
it won't affect anything, but I need to know.
I just would like to know. It
Okay.
will not change one thing. We'll still love you. We still want you, but I would just like to know. Thank you, Thomas.
Mayor, thank you.
And when can I
Yes,
give you?
excuse me.
I have something entirely different from this that I need to ask you about.
Okay.
When's a good
Wait
time?
go ahead, because he had one question.
When's a good
about-
time for me to contact you after this meeting?
Anytime.
Can I give you a call?
Yes, sir.
Give me your number again.
252-382-3400.
382-3400.
Yes, sir.
252, thank you.
Councilman Harris?
Okay, so my question would be, with these projects that you brought before us this morning, how does your team, your committee, come up with these projects? Do you have a think tank, or is it where you evaluate all that you have at the park? I'm kind of interested in how you come up with these items.
So we pretty much get a priority list. Like during the winter months, during off season, we go around, we inspect the park, identify projects that we think are top priority, and then we present the projects to the council. So that's pretty much the plan that we use to attack and how we identify the projects. Just going through Chris, myself, and the previous parks managers, just identifying what we think are top priority projects that will benefit the citizens of the Nash County and the residents of Nashville.
Okay. That sounds pretty normal, standard operating procedures. I guess my only follow-up question would be, is that if I'm in any community meetings in the community and someone has a suggestion or would like to see something, is there a possibility that the town of Nashville could also suggest that to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And Thomas, I think y'all are doing a great job. I really do. And serving all the children. It's hard to find a park over there a lot of times while I'm walking the dog. But anyway, that's okay.
Well, we definitely, my team and I, we definitely appreciate the support from the council and the mayor. So that definitely means a lot to us.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is the personnel policy amendments. Lily?
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
So I am proposing 2 revisions to our current personnel policy. And those 2 revisions include COLA and then just changing, adding clarity to our current and floating holidays. I know previously we had changed the amount or the rate of what our permanent part-time employees receive, and then we just left out the floating holiday part, where we are providing clarity that they also get 2 days, but at half the rate that a full-time employee would get. So that would be 2 days, 4 hours per day. And then the next revision is the COLA, where I am recommending that COLA be done across the board. So when we approve a cost of living in July 1st, our current policy doesn't include anyone who has been hired, who has not been hired prior to 6 months. So for example, if you hire someone January the 1st, they become eligible for a cost of living. But if someone started January 15th, they are not eligible, meaning that they would have to wait until the following year to potentially see a cost of living increase, which is unfair because that would put them at having to wait 17 months. And just a reminder, COLA is a salary adjustment based on inflation, not a raise. So let's just say that they went without this COLA and then next year it's approved or the salary went up. We're hiring someone or even just, someone that started maybe 1 week or 2 weeks prior to them and they're receiving it. So I'm asking that we add clarity to that and make it across the board effective for anyone hired prior to July 1st. And then if a COLA is approved going forward, we also move our salary scale from the minimum up to the percentage amount that is approved. And this will also help with compression. And this is something that other local municipalities are already doing as well.
Any questions for Lily? If not, do I hear a motion to approve the clarifications of the cost of living adjustment and the floating holidays for the permanent part-time employees in the town's personnel policy?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, Lily.
Thank you, Lily.
The next item is the delinquent property tax publications. Lou,
I mean, I just.
you prepared it.
I prepared.
You're the preparer. Randy?
I should have put Randy.
Well, Mayor and Council, every year about this time, we bring to the council the list of delinquent property taxes for the year, and it's included in the packet once again. We're required by NC General Statute 105-369 to get authorization from the council to publish that list in the newspaper of local publication, and that's what is before you today. Talking with Yvette and Tressa, the list this year isn't any greater or any less than years past. It's about the same.
I'm just appalled looking at these figures that
I know.
the number, and a lot of these businesses and people I know personally, and I'm just appalled that I would not want my name published in the newspaper for a dadman $50 tax bill. I just don't understand the mindset of some people. But
And the amount.
I mean, yeah, in the amount. I mean, in the amount, it's just unreal.
There's one amount that's standing out greatly to me,
I know
the
exactly.
$31,408.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's the backstory on this?
I believe that is,
Is that the nursing home?
Nursing home.
it's either the nursing home or the Gardens of Nashville, one of the two.
I think it's the Gardens of Nashville.
Yeah, it's a large commercial property, so
It
they
is.
they pay some pretty good property taxes.
Well,
You know,
no,
that's
they don't.
that's what they
How
owe
long
the
is
town.
this in arrears?
Well, that's just 1 year. They're not on the, you know, they pay it every year.
Okay.
It's a challenge to collect.
Okay.
Now, is this the, are these the people that the gentleman we agreed to is going to help us collect, or is that something different?
That's the list of all the others that owe the money
Yeah.
from
Now-
years past.
There may be
That's the
some on
back.
this list that are also on that, 5-year or older, haven't paid tax list. But this is just for, 2025.
But I couldn't believe the amount that's in here.
Yeah.
That we could be prospering from and the other citizens. I think it's selfish of the people not to pay it. I didn't add it up, but I added up in my head, but don't depend on
It's at the
that.
end.
It's
145,000.
It's like 45, the total.
145,000.
$145,000.
$45,510. It's a bunch. It's unreal.
So, are there any other comments or questions?
One thing I will point out, your list that's in the packet, there are three properties for the town of Nashville. Those were flood buyout property, well, actually, I think there's 4 in there. One is for that Par Drive storm sewer retention pond that we accepted from David Combs, and he gave us the money for all that at the time. So Trust is going to apply that to this delinquency and take care of that. And the other 3 are for flood buyout houses in the Indian Trail subdivision. Chasing down why those, at the time of closing, money was collected for those taxes. I don't believe the closing attorney has paid those to Nash County or to the town of Nashville yet. So I was on the phone yesterday with them, getting that worked out.
Good, good. So if there are no other questions or concerns, do I hear a motion to approve an order to publish the unpaid Nashville 2025 property taxes in the Nashville Graphic newspaper and the placing of the liens on the properties for non-payment?
I make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is the direct appropriation request. And Randy will handle that.
Mayor and council, yes, it's been suggested by the League of Municipalities that now is the time we approach our legislative members about direct appropriations in the upcoming state budget. Ironically, they haven't passed one for the current 2 years we're in, and we're already talking about the next one, but that's the way it works, evidently, in Raleigh. But staff came up with a list, and I believe some of your ideas from some of the council members also made this list. So just wanted to have a discussion with the council about what you might think would be a worthy project or item to make a direct appropriation request to Representative Chesser or Senator Barnes.
Have they given any indication, or their staff given any indication as to money amounts that they are looking at, or any priority projects that they would prefer to see?
They haven't. Lisa called last week and wants to set up a meeting first week in March to talk about this. She said on the Senate side, there isn't nearly as much as there has been in years past. And she said, I'm not sure on the House side what Representative Chesser has to work with, but, you know, she said I was able to get a $500,000 appropriation in the past for your Nashville Junction project. I won't have the resources to be able to do something to that extent for this round of request. And I haven't heard anything back yet from Representative Chesser or Sean Harrington, his assistant. But typically in the past, you know, they like projects, one-time purchase items, nothing on an ongoing or reoccurring basis. So some of the things that were mentioned here by some of the staff, you know, Coy had in athletic field lights for Glover Park, all new ones. Chief Joyner had our self-contained breathing apparatuses for the fire department are set to expire coming up here soon. Maybe a request towards the purchase of a replacement of those. Chief Shockley suggested purchase of police cars. Now, we have that every year, but you know, if we could skip a year of having to pay it ourselves, it would certainly help the bottom line for the PD one year. Another idea was paving the parking lot at Glover Park. We got prices in the past for that. It's anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000, and I think Coy just added a little more to account for inflation since we've last looked at that. A new ladder truck for the fire department. Now, I doubt we would be able to get all of it from either Chesser or Lisa Barnes. You know, that'd be $1 million purchase, probably pretty close. More street asphalting with the Powell money. Public restrooms and playground equipment at the junction was an idea. A new leaf truck, a new garbage truck. You know, regardless, we're going to be budgeting for a new leaf truck in the FY27 budget. And then hopefully we got the hydraulic problems worked out with the old one. We'll simply keep that on hand for a backup in the event the main one goes down, just like we've done with garbage trucks. Sidewalks from Glover Park to South Creek, you know, that was a project that we had got CMAQ money for in the past, but that CMAQ money was awarded in 2018. And by the time the DOT actually had money to fund it, the prices were beyond what the grant was. So we didn't do that, but you know, we had a citizen come a while back asking for that particular project because her children walk that way to school. Where else? Monies for the purchase of land for a new industrial park, monies toward looping the Cook Road water line to Western Avenue, monies toward replacing old 2-inch galvanized water lines, money for a town hall addition, money for a new police station. Just some of the ideas, and you may have more.
Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
Randy, I've gone through the list, and I know all of these things are worthy of our attention, but I looked at it as stuff that we really need to, that could affect our budget that we going to be talking about in a few months. The athletic lights for that field, we just discussed that. So
Well, that's for additional lights. So we
Yeah,
don't have
but-
lights on the soccer field at all. So
Okay.
this is to put new, like, actual lights there.
But I was looking at stuff that we really needed to impact us right now that we need, and I had about 4 things that stood out to me. The 3 police cars would help us right now when we need it. A new ladder truck, as we know, our ladder truck has been it seems to me like it's been in the shop more than it's been in the bay, and I know the chief is doing all he can to get it back, but it's at a situation where down the road, we're gonna need to replace this truck with something else. So if they could help us with getting a new ladder truck, a new leaf truck we need, because we're getting complaints from citizens every day, why we're not sucking up the leaves? Well, we can't do it without a truck. And we fix it and call out, and it sucks up one street and then it's back in the shop again. So that's something we got to look at. And then money for a new police station, I think that would help us right now, and to help us with a budget that we're about to get into for the coming year. So those are my 4 priorities right now.
I looked at it just a little bit differently, trying to think of, if I were in their shoes, what would I want to approve? And if it's money towards something that's huge, that's not going to make an immediate impact, it may or may not happen, or it's not going to have my name on it, I might not make that approval. But if it's something tangible, something that I can cover the entire thing of, or something that we can say, yes, this can absolutely get done. So I looked at it that way and thought the athletic field lighting, that's something that we've talked about for years. The replacement of the SCBA's for the fire department, the ladder truck, the public restrooms and playground equipment at the junction, the leaf truck, the sidewalk from Glover Park to South Creek, and then the Cook Road to Western, but only if it would be a substantial covering of it, which I don't think it would be. So I'm going to cross that one off. So I was just doing it, trying to think of something where someone might have a desire to do a community impact for the children, and so they'd see the playground equipment and say, oh, that's the one that I want to fund. Or someone might say, okay, leaf truck, that is a huge impact for the community, it's something that they need, we'll fund that. But just something that's a little bit more tangible, or a little bit more where the money would cover almost all of it, if not all of it. But again, if we could have conversations with Lisa Barnes and with Alan Chesser to see if there are projects that, are on their mind that they would like to approve for communities, or money amounts, I think that would narrow our list down as well. And if they want to, if they were willing to just say, yes, here's $500,000 towards your police department, I would prefer that.
We take it, right.
I would take it in a heartbeat for any town hall or police department. I just don't know that that's the avenue that they would go.
Right.
Yeah, Mayor, if I may.
Sure.
I fall somewhere in the middle of where Larry and Kate is, and the reason for it is because these type of requests are hypothetical at best, and boil down to some type of wish list that comes down to how much money they're able to get for us. And so, as Kate has alluded to, it would be wonderful to be able to have a more direct conversation to see kind of what's the tone and the tenor of both chambers in the General Assembly, and what type of funding they think they might be able to do. I think that would just help guide the process, because otherwise we're fishing in the dark.
Right. I think that's good. Randy, I have a question. If we redo the town, the building where you are in, if we redesign that, would that help where we could share with the police department to give them some relief? I know one time we were talking about that.
Possibly, we've engaged Oakley Collier Architects, and we've met with Ann Collier, and we met with her a second time, and they brought back some preliminary layouts of what we could do with the almost 4 acres we have right there at Town Hall now. And a standalone police department is probably the best solution going forward. We could size it for our needs now and have room so that whatever we end up building would suit the police department for the next 25 to 30 years, which if we put it in town hall with the rest of our operation, we wouldn't have that kind of growth ability.
Yeah. I was just wondering. So,
And even, correct me if I'm wrong, but even if we would take the existing town hall now and transfer that completely over to the police department, I think the police department has outgrown that already.
Yeah.
Isn't that true?
yeah,
The space they came up with, the architect, is right around 9,000 square feet, and town hall is only 5,400.
Right, so,
And it's not, you know, the way town hall is laid out right now is not conducive to a police station.
Right.
It would have to be completely
Right,
regutted and
right.
laid out.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do all that,
cost a lot. Cost as much as a new one.
well, did Oakley call you, did he give us some ideas of how to expand the town hall, the existing town hall, expand that? Because really, we need more room in town hall already.
yeah, what we've seen so far would be an addition onto the rear town hall, which would include a council chambers similar in size to this, and additional offices.
To the rear.
Yes.
Okay,
And
and
then there
then-
would be an entrance for the council chambers on the north side,
Right.
kind of, sorry, Raz. Kind of in the middle of the building, you know, we have the original town hall, and then the addition, and the entrance would be on the north side that you would come in, and then that's what we've seen thus far, but they're tweaking that, and
Then you would put a police
Has she given
station.
has she given us a drawing for a new police station?
yes, and that would be where the, you know, the Murphy house that we bought, it would be where that home is right now. We would take that down, and it would have an entrance off Body Street, but most of its service, you know, the officers would all come through the Barn Street and park in the back, and, you know, you'd only have an entrance off Body Street for public.
What's the square footage on that we're
That's
looking at?
9,000 square feet.
Okay.
And then, you know, what we've also seen then, toyed around with taking the existing fire station and remodeling that. And the conversation we've had with Joe and Ann with Oakley Collier is, you guys would be better off just take that whole thing down, build a smaller version of Station 2 and put it back here. And because that structure there has deficiencies that I wasn't aware of. So, anyway, all things to think about, discuss, nothing's been decided. You know, we're waiting to get some re-mock-ups and drawings from them regarding these projects that we can share with the council, and you guys can weigh in on what your thoughts and ideas are on them.
Is the police department one level or two levels?
It's all single level. I mean, Shockley's here if you care to hear a little more about it.
Well, no, I think we're okay. I'm up to date. I've talked with him, so.
So it's my understanding that we've looked at our list, and we would like to have conversations with Lisa and with Alan before, and get their feel, and then decide,
And I'm
okay?
really good with anything on this list if they indicate
Right.
that
Yeah,
that
if they say
they're,
they want to fund it, let's fund it.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
take whatever.
And anybody else that wants to fund.
That's right.
I mean,
Take it all.
because that's
Come
really
on
the name of
down,
business, you
yeah.
know? That's what local government does.
Yeah.
Before we go into our closed session, council, do you have any comments about anything?
Well, I do, Mayor, and thank you. This being the month of February, this month is known as Black History Month, and unfortunately, on yesterday, we lost a real brave, courageous, brilliant-minded individual by the name of Reverend Jesse Jackson. I know that we're all aware of it, but Mayor, I would like for us to take a moment of silence out of respect for him and his family and the body, the scope, and depth of work that he spent his life doing.
Okay, let's have a moment of silence then, as he is requested.
Thank you.
So do I hear a motion to go into closed session? Yeah.
Redo?
Before I offer that motion,
I'm gonna let Kate go. I had to add
Okay,
something.
I know, but I want to say something before she do
Go
that.
ahead.
Before we go into closed session, he mentioned Reverend Jesse Jackson, but I would also like to bring to everybody's attention, to the people here and the people that may be watching us on YouTube, did we say March the 3rd?
Yes.
March the 3rd, the town will be presenting a proclamation to our, I'm gonna call him our famous coach, B.T. Dunn, that passed away last month. We're gonna make a proclamation, present a proclamation to his wife and family on that night, March the 3rd, here in the council chamber. So pass that word around, because if you grew up in Nashville, I went to school in Nash County, and had anything to do with sports, you were probably touched by Bobby Dunn. We all called him BT, but you were touched by him. So please pass that word around.
Okay, any other? Okay, Kate?
All right, I make a motion that we go into closed session per NCGS 143-318.11A1 to review and approve previous closed session meeting minutes, and per NCGS 143-318.11A4 to discuss matters related to the location or expansion of industries, and NCGS 143-318.11A3 to consult with an attorney to preserve attorney-client privilege.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And thank you, those of you that came out today. We appreciate your attendance.
That's a mouthful when you read that.
It is.